What's up, guys? So we had DStv Premiership action. It was Kaizer Chiefs going up against Stellenbosch. Game ending 2-2. Gotta tell you something, I never expected 4 goals to come from this game, but it did. And the reason why I didn't expect it to come from this game is that if you watch within the first half, both teams were pretty wasteful, especially within the final third, having that final pass. I think also you could credit the defenses of Stellenbosch and as well as Kaizer Chiefs in terms of how they cancelled the key men out, because in the first half you hardly saw Van Rooyen really in that game, and as well as you also hardly saw Nurkovic because of what the defense was doing really well. And then second half, you could see that Stellenbosch started off with a better tempo, picked up the pace a little bit, and as well as Kaizer Chiefs were picking up the pace, and now chances were starting to be created. And I have to say, Kaizer Chiefs, I felt, created the better chances purely because there was also passes that Manyama was laying off to Mashiane, laying off to Ngobo, laying off to Nurkovic, and even Mashiane having probably the biggest chance of the game, and he failed to put that away when he was one-on-one. And then the comedy of errors start. If you look at Kaizer Chiefs as both goals, I mean, the first one, I think Ape has to definitely take fault for that. You do not call the ball and not get to it, man. That's the only thing. Like, you do not call the ball and not get to it. And eventually with Stellenbosch not being able to manage the game, they allow Kaizer Chiefs back in minutes later, and I'm talking about like 5 minutes, and eventually Kaizer Chiefs make it 1-1. Now you can see both teams are sort of trying to go for it and eventually leaving spaces open. Kaizer Chiefs as well committing a lot of men forward as well, and eventually the ball comes onto the side. I think Reef Forster would have done a lot better with that, was not letting the cross come in, but he lets it come in. The defenders too the center backs could have dealt with it too. Eventually it becomes 2-1, and Stellenbosch again failing to manage the game and allowing Kaizer Chiefs back in with poor defending, and eventually it becomes 2-2. And I gotta tell you, my overall impression of the game is, I have to say that Stellenbosch probably have themselves to blame. You do not go to FNB and have 2 opportunities where you take the lead and you're not able to manage the game. I think Gavenant can be happy that the fact that Kaizer Chiefs did show character to come back, but even himself, the fact that they dropped points and missing out a chance to get closer to that top 8 will hurt him and the team as well.